Hello, fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today for this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, W-I-P, stands for Work in Progress, and this is mine. You are welcome and encouraged to go grab whatever you are working on and work alongside while I chat, or alternatively, you can treat this as a podcast and just listen while I chat. I don't really know how long this WIP and Chat is going to be today. I have had all sorts of technical difficulties behind the scenes, and yeah, I'm just going to jump in and let's get into it. I'm going to zoom into where I'm going to be working and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, let me get my timer started here. Let me pick a drill and let me launch into my life update. What has been going on in my life? Well, not a ton. It's been kind of a boring week, but boring is good, right? Nothing catastrophic happened this week, so that's good. I have had, like I said at the beginning, some technical difficulties. This is actually my second attempt to film this, and so I'm filming it much later than I normally do, so I hope the lighting and everything is okay. I'll do what I can in post-production, but sometimes I can only do so much. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's all good. Most of the time I figure you guys are listening and not watching anyway, so hopefully that's not a big deal. I am, just really late filming this one. It's been a crazy week of weather, you guys. It was 70 degrees here one day this last week, which I think is completely insane for January. I cannot remember the last time that it was that warm here in January. And since I'm doing the Craft Pack Canada temperature kit, it'll be interesting to see what the month of January looks like. I had decided that I was going to, for each month, just keep track of the temperatures for the month, and then at the end of the month I would diamond paint it, just so I could kind of do it 1 month at a time instead of trying to do it every day. So now that January's done, I can work on that one. So I'll be interested to see what it looks like, because this is going to be, I think, an unusual couple of months. We'll see. It's supposed to rain here all weekend. All that rain from the West Coast is supposed to be making its way to us. I'm not going to complain though. It's been super dry, so I would love to get some rain. But it's been nice going out on our regular walks. It's been much warmer than normal, so I guess there's that. We haven't had a lot going on other than part of my frustrations behind the scenes has been my portable hard drives. Because video files are huge, when I started doing this YouTube thing, I bought 2 portable hard drives so that I could keep video files on them, because I knew it wouldn't take very long before my Mac storage was overwhelmed with all of the video files. So I had a portable hard drive, a 4 terabyte hard drive, and that one started getting full. So I bought a second one. And I basically have been using the second one as like kind of permanent storage, where anything kind of old but that I didn't want to get rid of went on that one. Well, it started getting full as well. And when 2023 rolled over to 2024, I wanted to dump a bunch of stuff off the one hard drive and move it to the kind of permanent storage. Except that permanent storage hard drive is acting up, and my husband had bought me a new 8 terabyte hard drive, and we wanted to transfer everything to it just to kind of keep everything together. We don't know if there's a hardware or software issue with the kind of permanent storage one, but it has been a real bear getting everything off of it. File transfers quitting in the middle of transfers and things like that. And just kind of been a nightmare. He persevered long after I gave up and managed to get a whole bunch of files off of it. So basically, we now have everything off of that hard drive except for my video files. At this point, I have just resigned myself to the fact that they may just be gone forever. I don't know if we're ever going to be able to get them transferred off. They're all in kind of one folder. And that one folder is huge, and it just, for whatever reason, does not want to transfer the file. However, it has now made me paranoid because my kind of daily driver hard drive, the one that is attached to my Mac that I use daily, has all of my music and photos on it. And now I'm paranoid that that one is going to crap out and I'm going to lose all of those things. So one of my projects for tomorrow is to have my husband transfer all of those files so that we have 2 copies, just in case. I haven't had any issues with the one that's attached to my Mac before, but my Mac storage is also getting full. My video files, when I do a lot of editing, kind of the cuts and everything that I make end up taking up a lot of storage space, and the memory doesn't go as far as I want it to. So I don't know if I'm going to have to look into maybe getting a bigger hard drive on a new Mac if I want to concentrate on doing things on my laptop rather than on my desktop. I just prefer the desktop because it has my large monitor attached to it, so it's easier for me to see. But of course the laptop is more portable, and I keep telling myself that I'm going to move everything over to the laptop because then I can be more portable. And if we need to go somewhere or if we're out and about, I could get some editing done instead of having to be at home for everything. But I definitely don't want to lose my photo files and that kind of thing, so we're definitely going to be transferring those. Okay, I'm just trying to look here and see if I missed any of these. I missed some of these up here, but it's kind of under the plastic. I don't know if you can see that, so I'm just going to leave those for now. So yeah, trials and tribulations of having a YouTube channel, things that you don't think about, the kind of storage that you're going to need. And maybe I don't need to save all of my files. Maybe I just need to save the current year or something instead of worrying about everything. But I think I figured, you know, digital storage is cheap, so it wasn't any big deal. Of course, that's until the storage craps out on you and then you can't retrieve your files. And that's part of the problem, is just video files are just so huge. There is no real good solution to storing them other than putting them on some kind of portable hard drive. Putting them in the cloud and things like that, it's just the file transfers become so big that download time takes forever, or upload time or whatever. So yeah, I think I'm just going to have him transfer over my pictures and my music files, and then I'll transfer over my 2023 files to the new hard drive and just cross my fingers that it doesn't crap out on us. So yeah, technical difficulties. So that was fun. Been dealing with that. Other things going on. My oldest is coming over. We're going to have a family night and play board games and stuff. And I'm a big board game player. Well, I like any kind of games. I like board games. I like card games, role-playing games, tabletop games, you name it. I probably would like playing it. And we just don't get a chance to do it very often anymore with all of us. We used to have a big get-together on holidays where we would all get together and stay for hours and play games, but I guess because we're all older now and we all have kids, and I don't know, I guess, yeah, we're old. Everybody only wants to spend so much time, and then they're ready to go home and be back at home and be where they're more comfortable. So I don't mind staying, but I guess I get it. Maybe when we move to Canada, we can do some of those virtually, and it won't be, maybe we'll get to do more of them in a weird way because we'd each be at our own place. I mean, I guess we could do it virtually now, but we just haven't. Maybe I should look into that. Anyway, my oldest is coming over. Just going to be the 4 of us, my husband and my kids, but we're going to play games and just have some fun as a family. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully my son will enjoy it and he'll be much less stressed. He has been very stressed this week. Last weekend, he had to upload his introduction / audition video, whatever it was, for this business class that he's taking. And once everybody uploaded that, they had to get into groups of 5. And so all week it's been kind of this mad scramble with kids trying to get in these groups. And there's been a lot of shuffling, and one day he'd be in a group and the next day the group had disbanded, and he was getting very stressed. And we went out, they had until Saturday to get in their groups, and we went out for our walk, I think on Wednesday. And he said, Mom, I don't know what to do. And I said, what do you mean? He's like, well, I message people and, I'll get a yes. And then 2 hours later, sorry, we found somebody else, or this other person we'd asked in front of you, but they said yes. And so now we're going to give them that spot. And he was just getting frustrated. And I said, if I were you, I would just message a bunch of people. Everybody's going to be in a mad scramble for a group. And yes, you're going to have some people that are flakes, but just, you'll get there. He finally ended up in a group, I think Thursday night, in a stable group. He's had been annoyed by the whole process, especially because he's had a couple people who were like, sure, let's be in a group together. And then 2 hours later, oh, sorry, I'm leaving. I'm going to go join this other group. I don't understand this class. If this wasn't one he had to have, I would be telling him to drop it, because I think it's so ridiculous. I mean, they're what is this, 3 weeks into the semester? So next week will be their 4th week. They only get 16. So a quarter of the way through the semester, and all they've done is this video and get into this mad scramble for groups. Now they have to come up with some kind of project that they're going to do together, and they have to meet with the instructor, but it's only like a 30-minute meeting. And the way this class is being run seems so haphazard and lackadaisical and just frustrating. So super glad that I'm not the one in it, because I would have probably sent the instructor an email already and been like, this is ridiculous. But that's probably because I'm not in college, haven't been for a long time, and I don't have time for that. And I'm trying to tell my son that a lot of the kids, because this is an online program, and I say kids, a lot of the students in that class are probably people who have 9 to 5, 40-hour-a-week jobs and families and other things going on. And that's why they're in an online class, because he gets frustrated that everything doesn't happen, immediately as soon as the assignment has been assigned. And I'm like, people have other priorities. People have to go to work. People have to take care of their kids. You just never know what's going on. I mean, sure, some of them are probably out partying, but anyway. So he's done. He's in his group. I'm glad for that. One more stressor hopefully done. And we're down to, he's 1/4 of the way finished with his last semester. That's how I'm choosing to look at it. So we have 12 weeks to go, and then hopefully he will be finito with college. That will make my bank account feel so much better, because we're still getting bills for my daughter's surgery. We did end up getting a bill from the radiologist who read her CT scan while she was in the hospital in the emergency room. So that was kind of an unexpected bill. And then just today, we had gotten the insurance statement processing the hospital bill for the surgery and the doctor's bill for the surgery, but we hadn't actually got the bills from the hospital or the doctor. So we got the surprise bill from the CT scan from the emergency room. The actual emergency room bill has been paid. The anesthesiologist from the surgery has been paid. So now we have the doctor's bill, because that came today. Still haven't got the hospital bill. But I was surprised on the doctor bill, because we couldn't figure out on the statement from the insurance. It looked like there was an additional charge on the emergency room, the hospital for the surgery, which actually, it turns out, there were 2 doctors during the surgery. There was my daughter's doctor, and then there was a second doctor helping her, and they both billed the exact same amount for the procedure. The insurance made them write off pretty much most of one of them. So the secondary doctor, I think she only owes like $50 or something, after the insurance paid and did all of their write-offs, like most of the almost $2,000 the secondary doctor billed, they're writing off. But we do have to pay the primary surgeon. I forget how much. I think it's a couple $100. The biggest portion of the bill, of course, is the hospital. So once we get that bill, but we haven't got it yet. But I just thought it was strange that both doctors were billing the exact same amount. If one's the primary and one's the secondary, you would think it wouldn't be the exact same amount. Also, I've never seen doctors do this before. Is this a new thing, or is this just something doctors have started doing? On all of the bills that have come from my doctor's daughter, every time she has an office visit, they bill for an office visit, but then they bill literally 1 cent for them to take her blood pressure and her pulse. Now, the insurance makes them write that penny off, but I'm like, I don't understand the point of including that penny. I mean, that's something they do as part of the office visit. So of course the insurance is like, that's included in another service. They don't even, but why even put it on there? Is that for the doctor's tracking purposes? Are they trying to make sure the nurses are doing it? Like, I don't understand. When you go to the doctor for a checkup, they take your blood pressure and your pulse. Like, why is that being billed out separately and for 1 penny? That seems absolutely bizarre. And I've never seen that done before. So I just thought that was kind of crazy. And it's happened on both bills from the doctor's office. So it's apparently a routine thing that they do. It's not just that it was a fluke on one bill or something. Anyway, so we're slowly working our way through all of those bills, waiting on them to come in and figuring all of that out. But other than that, like I said, besides my technical difficulties and bills, it hasn't been too bad. A little frustration for my youngest, but other than that. So regular life has been fine. What's going on in my diamond painting world? So in addition to kind of filling you in on what's going on, I'm also going to fill you guys in today on how I did in January. I did okay-ish in January, but my mermaid cavern kit, I think I told you guys I bought one from them. It has arrived. I haven't unboxed it yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. I have seen some other people unbox theirs, and I've heard good things about their quality, so I'm kind of excited to see what that one is going to look like. I still don't have my Bella Art kits because 2 of them are pre-orders. I don't think I will get any of them until March, so I have 3 kits basically from them that I'm still waiting on. I'm trying to see it as a silver lining kind of thing. I've purchased them, but they're not here taking up space on my shelves yet. So whenever those finally arrive, and then I actually was out, I have a project video that I want to do, and I was out looking for items that I needed to complete the project, and I came across a kit that I just absolutely had to have. And I felt kind of bad for buying it, but I really did have to have it, so I got it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. When I get it, you'll understand. But anyway, so I bought those. I am slowly working my way through things. I finished up the Harajuku. So if you didn't see the video for that video came out yesterday. Super happy with the way that one came out. My daughter, like I said in the video, has asked for it. So I have already framed it, and it is waiting for her to come pick it up and give it a good home. So I don't have to feel guilty about that one hanging around in my portfolio. It has a home, and it's all good. So I finished that one, and I started the Bubble Fairies, which is one of my 5 oldest kits. I am still also have started the Diamond Painting Deutschland, though I have not really worked on it, which is something I need to do. I am so behind on that one, which is something I didn't want to do. And I hadn't planned on doing this Furry Familiar kit, but then the events came up, and it just kind of seemed like it was the perfect kit to do for those 2 events. And my intention was, once this was done, because I thought this one would go pretty fast, because it's a craftably and also because it's round, I figured this one would go pretty quickly. So once I was finished with this one, then I could concentrate on Bubble Fairies and the Diamond Painting Deutschland. However, then someone shared with me that there is a Spangler event in March, and I have several Spanglers, one of which is in another of my 5 oldest. I had 2 Spanglers in my 5 oldest, and I have another Spangler that is in my want to do series. So I might be doing another Spangler for March if I'm finished with Bubble Fairies. If I'm not finished with Bubble Fairies, I don't know if the event has to be a new start or not. I'll need to look that up. But I want to try and get Bubble Fairies done. So this kit and that one would be my 2 finishes for February. And then I could start on a second Spangler for the event in March. But we'll see how things go. I wanted to do more events, but I don't want to I feel like I'm getting too stressed out already because I have too many things going on. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to concentrate on getting this one done. And when this one is done, then I'll move on to Bubble Fairies, and hopefully I'll be able to finish both of those before February, the end of February. And then hopefully when those are both done, then I can spend a good chunk of time working on the J wall. Now, I might take a weekend here in February and concentrate on the J wall for a weekend and just get a chunk of time put in on it. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I would be okay with a lot of WIPs. I should have known. I struggled last year too, but I convinced myself that it would be fine. But I also have other projects that I want to do as well, and yeah, I just need to get busy. I need to make a better schedule and make sure that I stay on it. I spend too much time doing busy work, I think, or I get distracted and I'm doing things that I don't really need to be doing. I spend too much time laying in bed reading probably, or laying on the couch reading, but I enjoy reading, so I'm ahead on my book challenge already, so I'm enjoying that. Also, I found a new series that I'm really enjoying, and I probably spent more time reading it than I should. But I'm almost done with the series, so hopefully once I'm done reading it, then I can kind of get back on track with my diamond painting. It's okay to have more than one hobby. It's okay if there are days when I don't diamond paint, just like it's okay where there are days when all I do is diamond paint, because there are days like that as well. All right, so I think that leads me into my goals for January and what I'm doing there. And again, I apologize that this is kind of going to be a short whip and chat, but I've just dealing with the technology and everything kind of going on behind the scenes. I'm just kind of like, Anyway, so how did I do in January? I did okay. So my first goal, as always, is my diamond painting hours. I want to do 1,000 again this year. I think that means I was supposed to do something like 83-ish, 85-ish, somewhere in there per month. Did not make that in January. In January, I did 54 hours and 13 minutes. So I fell short of the goal there. But I also know I'm doing some big projects, and hopefully I will get some of that time made up. I mean, I've got a whole extra day in February since it's leap year this year, right? So I can make up some time there, I think. We'll see what happens. So 54 hours and 13 minutes. So I'm only 30 hours behind where I need to be. No big deal. My second goal was finishes. And this year I'm only aiming for 35 finishes, so roughly 2 per month, because I knew I was going to be doing a lot of big kits this year and I didn't want to stress myself out. Too late, but that was my thought process. I did actually manage to finish 2 things in January. I finished the Harajuku, which was the majority of the hours, and then I also finished my Crafties Floral Fantasy, which was the one with the poppies that you guys saw me unbox on the channel. I finished that one as well. So I did 2 things, so I'm on schedule for my finishes. Maybe not the 2 things I thought I was going to finish, but it all counts. So I'm doing okay there. My third goal was my want to do series, and that's the kits that I picked out that I really wanted to do. The first one of those was Harajuku, so I have 1 down, 11 to go on that series. So I feel like I'm doing okay there. I don't know if I'm going to get to a want to do kit in February. We'll see how things go. In fact, well, I probably won't get to one in February, but then I'm hoping maybe in March I can concentrate on a couple of other things. And then, I don't know, April, maybe March or April, I'll be able to get some time made up. That's my plan anyway. Just at some point, I'll get those made up. But anyway, so I finished the Harajuku, so I did okay on that goal. My budget, I completely busted my budget. I had $150 that I was supposed to spend. I went way over budget for a couple of reasons. One, a combination of two things. I sort of let FOMO get to me, but also I was trying to help out the company who seemed to be struggling a little bit, and that is I bought a bunch of kits. So I bought my Craft Pack Canada kit, the temperature kit, which I had not planned on buying, so there was that. I bought the Mermaid Cavern kit because I wanted to try out that. I bought the 3 kits from Bella Art Diamonds, and then the 1 Diamond Art Club kit that I came across and just had to have. So what is that, 6 kits that I bought? Plus, I also am planning a project, and I needed some supplies for the project that also happened to be diamond painting supplies, so I counted them in my diamond painting budget, and I spent $61.96 on tools. So between the kits and the tools, I spent $359.98. So basically, I spent January and February's and part of March's budget in January, which means I really shouldn't buy anything in February. Shouldn't. Doesn't mean I won't, but I shouldn't. I'm going to try and resist, but that never goes well for me. So it's like if I get in my head that I shouldn't buy anything or I'm not going to let myself buy anything, that's when I'll find things that I'm like, oh, but I really need this, and I'll talk myself into it. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, way over budget of my $150 that I was gonna spend. The next goal was my 5 oldest. I have made a start on 2 of my 5 oldest because one of them is Bubble Fairies and one of them is Diamond Painting Deutschland. So both of those kits I've actually started, I just haven't completed them. Bubble Fairies should get done this month, and then, like I said, maybe in March I will do the other Spangler that is in my 5 oldest, which is Universe in a Jar, and I will do that one for the Spangler event in March, and also check that off of my 5 oldest. The Diamond Painting Deutschland one I won't get done until probably April or May was the goal, and I may not even get it done then. I'm already behind, but we'll see. So I've at least started them even if I haven't completed anything. And then my last goal for this year was to increase my stash, which I guess I'm doing okay on. As far as I can tell, my stash count at the beginning of the year was 81. I bought 6 new kits in January, so that puts me at 87. However, I also need to remember that I am completing kits, and I know this is going to trip me up this year because I didn't even realize it until I was getting paperwork and things together to film, and I completed another kit. So yes, I bought 6, so plus 6, but I finished 1, so minus 1. So I'm really only at a plus 5 for increasing my stash. Yeah, I just feel like I'm doing okay-ish with the goals. Fell a little bit short of my DP hours, but I did get a chunk, so that's good. I made my 2 finishes for the month, so that's good. I finished my 1 for the month for my Want series, doing good there. Blew my budget, which is not a huge deal. I shouldn't need to buy anything in February, but I didn't plan on spending that much money in January either. So slight bit of guilt for that. However, it's all still within my budget, even if it's just more than I wanted to spend for the month. So I guess 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I've started 2 of my 5 oldest, even if I haven't completed them, I've at least started them. So 2 out of the 5, that's pretty good. And I have plans to complete a 3rd one next month. Plans anyway. You know what they say about plans. I have increased my stash. I don't have some of the kits yet, but that is something that I'll need to remember, because I think I had figured out if I wanted to, the goal was to increase my stash, I think I said 15 or 20%, something like that, which meant I would need to buy like 16 or 18 kits. But that's if my stash stayed consistent, which it won't, because obviously I'm completing kits. So if I complete 35 kits, then I need to buy 35 kits to increase my stash. So I don't know if that goal is going to happen the way that I thought it would. Clearly, for as much as I said I was trying to think my goals through, that one maybe I didn't think through quite as much as I should. So I'm just kind of trying to keep my eye out too and see if there's going to be anytime there's a good sale or something, then maybe I'll get some kits. And also, I still have points to spend. So if something comes along that I absolutely have to have, then I can spend points to get those things and just spend a minimal amount of money to get the kits, because I have points at several different companies that I could spend that I just don't for whatever reason. I know I have points at Diamond Art Club. I'm fairly certain I have points at Dreamer Designs. I might have some points with Bella Art, though I don't know how many. I think there was one other place, but now I can't remember with who that I might have had points. Anyway, and I keep waiting for Craftably to restock, but they haven't yet. So I may finally give up on the wait and go buy that gnome kit that I want before it sells out. It was still there last time I looked. And I thought then, oh, maybe Craftably is who I'm thinking of for points. Thought then I should just go ahead and get this one before it's gone. But every time I go look, it's still there. So, but I keep going back to look. So that's probably a sign that I should get it, because I keep going back to look at it. So that's how I did with my goals. I feel like I just rushed through a whole bunch of things really quickly. If that's the case, I apologize. But like I said, I'm filming this way later than I normally do. I'm a morning person. My brain is fresher first thing in the morning. So I typically get up and film first thing in the morning. I don't wait until late to do this. But just with all the technical things we had going on today and everything else, yeah. Sometimes life just gets in the way, you know? All right, I'm going to finish up this color. I'm actually really enjoying this one. I forget in between doing Craftablies how much I enjoy doing Craftablies. So if you haven't ever done a diamond painting from them, I would encourage you to try them out, because I really like their kits. I like their drills. Although I think all I've ever done from them is rounds. I don't know that I've ever bought a square diamond painting from them. All the ones that I can think of are rounds, but I could be wrong. I keep track of all of them on my spreadsheet, so I don't have to remember what's what, and I just go consult my spreadsheet, because I don't want to have to dig through the stack to see what it is, because everything is piled up. Because when I went to go look for this one, I knew I had it, and of course it was on the bottom of the stack. I had to literally pull everything off the shelf to get to this one. But it's worth it. I'm really enjoying it so far. I love her little plaid skirt here with the little, well, you probably can't see it yet. Let me zoom out. So on her little plaid skirt here, she's got like a little chain with a moon and a star here. I'm really enjoying it. Her little fishnet stockings here, you can just see a little bit of those. So yeah, I'm enjoying the kit. If you haven't tried a Craftably, go check them out. This kit is no longer available from them, so I can't stick a link down below, but I'll stick a link down below to their website so that you can go check them out. They do have some diamond paintings available. All right, guys, sorry for the rushed video. If I talk too fast, I apologize. Slow me down. You can slow it down on YouTube and listen to it slower. Make it take more time. Or you can listen to it faster if you want. Make me sound like a chipmunk. I've done that. It sounds really funny. All right, it's late. I'm getting punchy. I'm going to call the video here. That's it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the video. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.